are currently back in Mexico and I'm so excited because we are going spearfishing. It's my first time spearfishing here in Mexico and also just spearfishing in a long time. We're trying to start up our YouTube channel again, so we thought this would be the perfect excuse.
So we're gonna do a little blue water spearfishing, see if we can find some wahoos, and then dive some reefs. So check it out.
Let's go.
Our trip starts just after sunrise. This is when wahoo are usually the most active and therefore our best chance at seeing one. As you can see, today's a beautiful day. Sky's nice and sunny, ocean's looking calm. We're excited to get after it. Here I have a tropical almond leaf. This is a trick that we learned from our friend Chris Dennis down in Trinidad. Take a tropical almond leaf, rub it around in the mask, and it's like a natural defog. It'll keep the mask clear all day long. So our captain puts us right on the edge. A good spot to usually see some wahoo. We get our flashers ready, spear guns, fins, everything locked and loaded. Looking nice and blue here, crystal clear, perfect conditions for what you would want to see wahoo. And we set up our drift, get the flashers ready, chum ready, and make a few warm-up dives to about 10-15 meters, just getting warmed up to the depth and seeing who's around. We wait patiently for wahoo to show up, but unfortunately we don't see any, just a bunch of these oceanic triggerfish. And we eventually do see one big wahoo, but it's cruising so fast, we're not able to get a shot on it. These fish are super fast, super spooky. They're capable of reaching speeds over 50 miles an hour underwater, so it takes a lot of patience to hunt these guys. After a while, our patience starts to wear thin, and we give up on the blue water diving and get ready to hit some reefs. So here in the Riviera Maya area of Mexico, the reefs drop off super fast, meaning you've got a nice coral shelf and then it drops off into deep abyss. And so there's not a lot of reef area to hunt. This area is pretty populated and a lot of tourists like to fish here. So these reefs get a lot of pressure. So beautiful reefs, beautiful corals, beautiful tropical fish, but not a whole lot of fish here to hunt. So it just takes that much more skill to get something here.
Visibility is amazing. Everything is really blue, the water's warm, and I'm just excited to get some dives in. Lots of nice structure. It's hard to see from the surface, so I make my way down, try to get a closer look. I haven't seen structure like this in a while, so it's really nice to dive.
So Kiki and I are taking turns diving here, one up, one down. What we mean by that is one of us is up on the surface, just monitoring the diver that's down. Just in case anything were to happen down there, the diver would become hypoxic, low on oxygen, or become entangled in the reef. I'm there to provide safety from the surface. So finally we see a nice fish approaching the flashers. This is a Yellowjack, pretty good sized one. So make a drop on it, nice and calm. A little too patient with the shot here. Shoot it a little high, a little far back, and this is a big, strong fish, so it's pulling pretty good. I'm trying to tighten the drag, trying to keep him from running into the reef, but unfortunately the reefs here are so tall, the fish is able to wrap around there, so I've got to loosen up my drag and fight him on another dive.
I see Farrell coming up and I heard the gunshot and I saw he got a fish, so I make my way over to see him. Just before this, my ear locked up. I was having trouble with my ears, but luckily on the way over, my ear unblocked. So I swim over to make a dive, to check out to see what's going on with the fish. So I'm just checking out the scene. It's been a while since I've been spearfishing, so I guess I should have put a second shot in, but I didn't. So I'm just checking it out, see how he's tangled up in there, so then I can make a plan.
So after Kiki reaches the surface, makes her recovery breaths, I trade guns with her. I take the loaded gun back down to the bottom to see if I can get a second shot at the fish. So luckily here in Mexico, we don't have a lot of predators to worry about. Back home where we usually dive in Florida and Bahamas, there would be all kinds of sharks around us at this point. So luckily we can take our time a little bit here, but I want to get a second shot in that fish because it's fighting hard. It's basically wrapped around the reef and it's pulling as hard as it can to get that shaft out. So we just want to make sure we get this fish to the surface. We always also want to just kind of put it out of its misery here and any suffering that the fish is experiencing and make a retrieval. Nice. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Once Farrell makes his way up, I know it's my turn to make a dive because he just did a lot of work. So I get a nice big breath and then I'll see if I can go retrieve the fish. Trying to see where the line is because now there's 2 lines and 2 shafts, so I just want to carefully untangle it from the reef. I'm able to grab the fish, so it's my first time trying the GoPro on the head mount, so I realized I tilted the GoPro a little bit too high so you don't get a good view of the fish. So hopefully next time I will fix that, but I'm able to successfully retrieve the fish and I make my way back up to the surface.
Good extraction.
Yeah! Nice.
See how to
Yay!
see how to put more on it?
Caught him off guard at first when you shot him.
Oh, I know. That's a yellowjack. Hell yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Good extraction. You see how the you see how the little remora on it?
Caught me off guard at first. You shot him.
Oh, I know.
Is this like a green thing? What was that?
That's a yellowjack.
Oh my god.
Yeah, delicious. Hell yeah. Now that we have the fish successfully at the surface, we'll bring it over to the captain, bring it to the boat, get this fish on ice, and ready for dinner. Hell yeah.
2 spears. Nice. Good job.
Good job, you. At this point, we're pretty happy with this fish. This is a big fish. It's going to feed a lot of us. We don't need to take much more than that, so we're just going to enjoy the reef and call it a day.
So I noticed there's a few swim-throughs here, and I couldn't help myself. Of course, I had to swim down through them. I see another fun-looking swim-through in a cave. So of course I had to check this one out. The light was really pretty. I was wondering if there's a fish down here, but I didn't see anything. Then I look up and I see one of our friends has something on his float line. So I guess there was a fish down there, but just before me. And so you got a barracuda.
Barracuda are considered a prized fish here in the Caribbean. It's a funny thing, in the US, people consider them a trash fish, but every country we visited in the Caribbean, you ask them their favorite fish, most people will tell you barracuda.
Oh, really? I was just thinking I want to swim. I was thinking I just want to swim through that.
So I see from the surface a school of these small jacks, bait-sized jacks, and usually when you see this, there's some bigger predators around, sometimes bigger mackerel or sailfish or bigger jacks. So I make a dive, try to hang out, see if there's anything following this school. Fortunately, I didn't see anything on this dive, but pretty cool to be surrounded by all the fishies. So we're really excited about this catch. Our friends own a local fish taco and ceviche restaurant in Playa del Carmen. So if you've never visited Playa del Carmen, it is a culinary experience. They take their food very seriously. So we're excited to see what they can come up with. So we're actually in this area of Mexico for a freediving competition. So we've got a lot of friends who are in town for this, and we want to treat them to some fresh fish. So look at this deliciousness that they came up with.
Oh my goodness.
Ay, 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 the catch of the day.
What do we have here?
This is ceviche, prepared with mango, tropical recipe, and original from Don Cevichón.
And the ceviche is not spicy, okay? It's salsa sour on the side. Yeah.
Gringo style.
Yeah. Family friendly, family friendly. You know? Sometimes the kids. You know, it's like the guy is noticing you.
An early bite.
Oh, La Paz. Yeah, La Paz.
How is? Amazing.
For a couple of.
So this fish fed 11 of us that night, and we still had some fish left over. So really cool experience that we got to eat all this fish and share it, and none of it went to waste.
Thank you, Kiki, Farrell.
Thank you.
Salud.
Well, buen provecho, bon appetit.
Muchas gracias.
Oh my goodness. Oh no, you're good. Get in there. How is it?
Oh,
Just slow motion.
for that one, this salsa, it's good, but you know it's spicy.
Spicy?
Not freaking super spicy. But
We can handle it.
we are Mexican.
Get
Poquito.
in there. Thanks for tuning in and watching. Let us know what you think about this video in the comments. Let us know if you want to see any more.
And if you guys are interested in learning more about freediving and spearfishing, check out our website, livefreediving.com. We offer courses and trips in Florida and abroad, and we have a lot of fun doing it. So thanks for tuning in.
Until next time.